There's a child in Britain who will never know what it's like to choose her own clothes without the world watching, who lives surrounded by treasures worth more than most countries' annual budgets, who carries a title that comes with both unimaginable privilege and an invisible weight most of us will never understand. Princess Charlotte of Wales didn't choose this life, but from the moment she was born, she became part of something far bigger than childhood. Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana was born into a monarchy that has stood for over 1,000 years. Her full name isn't just a collection of syllables, it's a deliberate connection to queens, to history, to expectation. Charlotte after her grandfather, now King Charles. Elizabeth after her great-grandmother, the late Queen Elizabeth II. Diana after the grandmother she'll never meet, whose shadow still stretches across the royal family. Every part of her identity was carefully chosen before she could speak her first word. And that's just the beginning of what makes her life so extraordinary. When we talk about Charlotte's life as trillionaire level, we're not talking about a bank account. We're talking about access, heritage, the kind of wealth that isn't liquid but woven into the fabric of a nation. She doesn't own the crown jewels, but she's connected to them. She doesn't hold the deeds to palaces, but she walks their halls as home. The art collections, the estates, the historical artifacts that belong to the crown are part of her world in a way that no amount of money could buy. This is inherited privilege on a scale most people can't fully comprehend. Her childhood homes tell their own story. Anmer Hall, a country estate on the Queen's Sandringham property, isn't just a house. It's a 10-bedroom Georgian mansion set on private grounds where Charlotte can ride bikes, play in gardens, and experience something close to normal. Then there's Adelaide Cottage in Windsor, where the family relocated to be closer to the late Queen in her final years. And beyond that, access to Balmoral Castle in Scotland, with its 50,000 acres of Highland wilderness. Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, Kensington Palace, these aren't hotels she visits, these are places where her family lives and works. For Charlotte, a castle isn't a fairy tale, it's Tuesday. But the most striking thing about Princess Charlotte's life isn't the buildings or the jewels, it's the invisible force field that surrounds everything she does. She's being raised in a protective bubble that most parents could never create, even if they wanted to. Private security, controlled media access, carefully managed public appearances. Her parents, the Prince and Princess of Wales, have been deliberate about shielding their children from the intensity of public life, even as they slowly introduce them to royal duties. Charlotte waves from balconies, she attends select events, but she's not overexposed, not yet. And then there's her wardrobe. This is where the concept of Charlotte as a trillionaire really begins to make sense to the outside world. What she wears matters, not just to her family, but to the economy. The so-called Charlotte effect is real. When she steps out in a particular dress or cardigan, that item sells out within hours. Parents across the UK and beyond scramble to dress their children in the same style. High street brands see revenue spikes. Luxury children's fashion houses gain sudden visibility. A pastel yellow cardigan she wore as a toddler caused such demand that it had to be restocked multiple times. She's not trying to influence anyone, she's just a child. But her visibility turns her into a walking, talking economic catalyst. Her wardrobe is a careful mix. Some pieces are bespoke, tailored specifically for her by designers who understand royal protocol. Others are from accessible brands intentionally chosen to show that the royal family isn't completely disconnected from everyday life. A dress from a high-end boutique one day, a knit from a popular retailer the next. This balance is strategic. It sends a message that royalty can be relatable, even while living in a world most people will never touch. And whether Charlotte understands this yet or not, she's already playing a role in shaping public perception. Her education reflects the same duality. Privilege, yes, but also preparation. Charlotte attends Lambrook School, a prestigious co-educational prep school in Berkshire. It's the kind of institution where fees run into tens of thousands of pounds per year, where the grounds sprawl across 52 acres, and where the curriculum goes far beyond reading and arithmetic. She's learning languages, studying history with a depth most children her age wouldn't encounter. Engaging in sports like swimming, ballet, and horseback riding, these aren't just hobbies, they're skills that will serve her in royal life: public speaking, cultural diplomacy, the ability to move gracefully through formal settings. She's being trained, gently but deliberately, for a life of service. But education for Charlotte isn't only academic. There's character education woven into her schooling, lessons in empathy, confidence, respect. She's being taught not just what to know, but how to carry herself, how to engage with people from all walks of life, how to represent something larger than herself without losing herself in the process. This is the invisible curriculum of royalty, the one that doesn't appear on report cards but shapes everything about who she'll become. Her role within her family adds another layer. Charlotte is the middle child, positioned between Prince George, the future king, and Prince Louis, the youngest. She has a protective streak, especially with Louis. Observers have noted how she keeps an eye on him during public events, guiding him, steadying him when the attention becomes overwhelming. And with George, there's a bond that comes from shared understanding. He's the heir, she's the spares in the old language of monarchy, but the rules have changed. Charlotte made history simply by being born. She's the first female royal whose place in the line of succession couldn't be displaced by a younger brother. The Succession to the Crown Act of 2013 ensured that. It's a quiet revolution, barely discussed, but enormously significant. Charlotte's existence helped change centuries of male preference primogeniture. She represents progress even if she never asked to. Her resemblance to Queen Elizabeth II has been noted often: the same blue eyes, the same composed expression even as a young child. There are moments in certain photographs where the genetic echo is startling, and then there are glimpses of Diana: the warmth, the ease with people, the ability to light up a room without trying. Charlotte carries both legacies in her face, her gestures, her presence. She's a living bridge between past and future. But we need to pause and consider what all of this actually means for her, because yes, the life is extraordinary, the access is unparalleled, the opportunities are endless, but none of it is freely chosen. Charlotte didn't audition for this role, she was born into it, and with every privilege comes a corresponding expectation. She'll be expected to serve, to represent, to put duty before desire again and again for the rest of her life. She'll attend events she might not want to attend, support causes that may or may not align with her personal passions, smile when she's tired, stand when she's uncomfortable, be gracious when she's scrutinized. The wealth we associate with her life isn't hers to spend, the homes aren't hers to sell, the jewels will never sit in her personal jewelry box to do with as she pleases. She's a steward, not an owner, a representative, not a free agent. This is the bargain at the heart of royal life: unimaginable privilege in exchange for a life that is never entirely your own. Her future is already being mapped. She'll likely attend university as her father and uncle did. She'll take on royal patronages, supporting charities and causes that align with her interests and the monarchy's goals. She'll represent Britain abroad, attending state functions, meeting world leaders, carrying the weight of national identity on her shoulders. And she'll do it all while being watched, analyzed, photographed, and judged. Every outfit scrutinized, every word parsed, every gesture interpreted. There's a reason the royal family has been so protective of Charlotte's early years. They know what's coming, they've lived it. Her father grew up in the glare of media obsession. Her late grandmother, Princess Diana, was hunted by it. The family has learned painfully that childhood is short and scrutiny is forever. So they've tried to give Charlotte something resembling normalcy, even as they prepare her for a life that will be anything but. What makes Charlotte's story so compelling isn't just the trappings of wealth and status. It's the tension between two worlds: the world of a child who loves ballet and playing with her brothers, and the world of a princess who will one day curtsy to her older brother when he becomes king, the world of school uniforms and birthday parties, and the world of tiaras and state banquets. She exists in both simultaneously, and navigating that duality will define her life. Princess Charlotte's life is a study in contrasts. Immense privilege paired with immense responsibility, wealth beyond measure that she'll never personally control, freedom within carefully constructed boundaries. A childhood filled with love and protection, but shadowed by the knowledge that one day all of this will become work, duty, legacy. She's being raised to understand that being royal isn't about having more than others. It's about giving more, about showing up when it would be easier to stay home, about representing something older and larger than yourself, even when you're tired or uncertain or overwhelmed. This is what her parents are trying to instill. This is what her education, her upbringing, her entire life is quietly preparing her for. And the remarkable thing is, she doesn't seem to know yet just how extraordinary her life is. In the photographs, in the fleeting public glimpses, she's still just a child, curious, playful, occasionally mischievous. She holds her father's hand, she whispers to her mother, she makes faces at her brothers when she thinks no one's looking. In those moments, the trillionaire life fades into the background, and what remains is simply Charlotte, a girl navigating the strange and beautiful burden of being born royal. The trillionaire life of Princess Charlotte isn't about money, it's about inheritance, not just of wealth but of history, duty and expectation. It's a life most of us can barely imagine, wrapped in privilege we'll never experience and pressure we'll never fully understand. And somewhere in the middle of all that weight and wonder is a young girl learning what it means to be herself while belonging to a nation.